Hey guys, my name is Naguura and today I'm going to be talking about 9.2, what you should expect the first week, what you should be doing the first week, and all the new things that are going to be available then. The patch comes out on Tuesday for NA and on Wednesday for EU, so the 22nd and 23rd of February. Now, the new things that are going to be player power relevant that are going to be available that week is the new zones, they're at Mortis. There's going to be new reputation as well. They are called the Enlightened. And Enlightened Reputation is important for your second legendary power. So that means that once you have that power, you can craft your legendary, that second Covenant legendary on any slot you want. And you can also upgrade it to higher tiers. Keep in mind, you will get a legendary belt from the campaign where you do not need this power for. So you don't necessarily need the reputation, but if you want to upgrade it or in a different slot, then you want to be revered. Then you get a permanent augment rune once you're exalted with Enlightened. And if you're a crafter, then you want to be honored because that will unlock the crafter's mark, which enables you to craft 262 BOEs that you can sell on the auction house. And you will also unlock the legendary vessels that you need to craft the tier 7 legendaries. Then there's a new currency called Cosmic Flux. Cosmic Flux is a currency that you need to craft legendaries. And you also need it to craft tier set from the creation catalyst that will be available from the 8th week of the patch onwards. Cosmic Flux drops everywhere, so from Mythic Plus, from all the things you can do in Zereth Mortis, Torghast, all of those kind of things. So you don't necessarily need to farm for it specifically, it will just drop as you play the game. Then Mythic Plus and PvP off-season starts this week. Off-season means that we're still going to have Season 2 affixes, Season 2 rewards, and item level as well, and Season 2 scaling. So that means that you don't necessarily have to do any M+, because it will still give you the same rewards and everything as you got the last week as well. Then, you cannot earn any Season 3 Valor or Conquest points yet, but you should be spending the Valor and Conquest that you have accumulated until this week, because the week afterwards, the second week of the patch, they will be reset to 0 for everybody. So make sure you spend it if there's anything useful you can buy. Then honor points don't reset, so if you have some extra time, you can farm the honor cap, the 15k cap, because you will need honor to upgrade your conquest gear later on. So if you have some extra time, you can go and farm that honor if you don't have it yet. Then you cannot earn PvP or Mythic Plus score for Season 3 because we're still in Season 2, of course, or in the off-season rather. The vault items you will earn this week, so for the second week, will still be rewarding Season 2 items. So you don't have to unlock the vault, you don't have to do anything crazy for the vault, because you're still gonna get the same items as you got the last couple of weeks, right? Then legendaries can be upgraded to tier 7. The new legendary material required is Progenitor Essentia. This is only for crafters. If you just buy the vessels from the auction house, you don't need that. But the crafters need to be honored with Enlightened, as I said earlier. So it's possible that no one is going to be honored until the end of first week or maybe the start of second week. And it's probably also going to be really expensive early on once they're available. So maybe hold off on buying those vessels for a little while. Then, non-player power relevant things that are going to be unlocked the first week is the Cypher of the First Ones. The Cypher of the First Ones gets unlocked with your campaign chapters that are available the first week. And the currency required for that Cypher is called Ciphers of the First Ones. And the Ciphers also drop from almost anything you can do in Zereth Mortis. The rewards that you can get from the Ciphers are outdoor buffs, so it doesn't work in any competitive environment, like doesn't work in Raid and Plus or anything. You can also unlock crafting for certain mounts and pets in Zereth Mortis, and you can also unlock higher item level gear that is available through Zereth Mortis that is supposed to be catch-up gear. So this is not necessary for you to unlock if you already are going to be raiding or in Plus anyway, because that item level is going to be higher than that catch-up gear that you can get through the Ciphers of the First Ones. Now, one more point though that is pretty important is that you can unlock more daily quests through the Ciphers of the First Ones. And it's going to be the very first thing that you can unlock all the way on the left side. So you should be rushing this. You can already unlock this the very first day of the patch. So go ahead and unlock this if you can, because that will give you more dailies. And through those dailies, you can get more Enlightened Reputation that I'm going to talk about later. All right, so now let's go through a checklist of things that you should be doing the first week if you want to get everything done. So most importantly, you should be doing the campaign, chapter 1 to 3, that is available first week. Then you should be doing the bi-weekly quests available in Zereth Mortis that are similar to Shaping Fate in Korthia. There's a progress bar that you have to fill, and you fill it by doing different kinds of things in Zereth Mortis. This quest will give you Enlightened Reputation, Cosmic Flux, Progenitor Essentia, and other currencies that you need for the ciphers of the first ones. You should also be doing the world quest / daily quests in Zereth Mortis, because those ones give Enlightened Reputation and the new currencies as well. You should do at least one Mythic Plus key on, I would say, a plus 18, because next week Season 3 starts, and Plus will be scaled down, or will be scaled up, but the key will be scaled down. So if you have an 18 key that you would be getting from the vault, then it's probably going to be a 15 key, or maybe even five levels lower. We're not sure on the exact scaling, so we don't know if the key is going to be 3 levels lower or 5 levels lower or something in between. So if you can, then you should be doing a plus 20 to be sure, because then you're going to get a 15 key for sure. It's also possible that an 18 is already enough though, so do the highest key as you possibly can to get a high key from the vault next week, to make it easier for you to unlock the vault next week. Then if you can avoid doing any sort of side quests, the one-time side quests, then you should be holding off to do those next study, because next study the Darkmoon Fair is going to be unlocked, and that gives you the reputation buff that you can get, and therefore you're going to get more reputation from the side quests for the Enlightened. So don't do the side quests just yet, only focus on the campaign quests and the daily quests and stuff like that. If you don't care about min-maxing the reputation, then you can just go ahead and do the side quest over the first week, if it's like a time problem, right? If you have a lot of time the first week and you don't have a lot of time the second week, then just go ahead and do the side quests already without the Darkmoon Fair buff. It's not going to be making that big of a difference. Then you should be killing rares and do events for extra Cosmic Flux and Enlightened Reputation in Zereth Mortis. This is a pretty low priority because the reputation that you gain from the rares is not as high as like the weekly quests and the campaign quests, so you don't necessarily have to do this, but if you have some extra time, you don't know what else to do, then you might as well go ahead and kill those rares. The rares are indicated with stars on the minimap, and there's about 30 of them in Zereth Mortis, there's a lot. And events are indicated with a skull icon with 2 crossed swords in the background, similar to the Wrath of the Jailer icon in the Maw. So go ahead and do those if you have some extra time. Now, additional things you can do, again, if you have some extra time, they're not really important, but go ahead and open chests that you find in Zereth Mortis. They give Cosmic Flux and ciphers of the first ones, and also Progenitor Essentia, which is the things that you need to craft legendaries if you're a crafter, right? Legendary vessels. Mining, herbalism, or fishing in Zereth Mortis also gives you a chance to get Progenitor Essentia for crafting the vessels. Then, if you really don't know what to do after doing all of that, you can do Torghast. There's going to be a new layer unlocked, layer 13. It goes all the way up to layer 16 now, but it's possible that you can't unlock all of those layers immediately. So start with layer 13. Make sure you get at least 3 stars, I believe, to make sure that they unlock the 14th layer next week. But again, Torghast really only gives Cosmic Flux and the old currencies for legendaries like Soul Ash and Cinders. We don't necessarily need them anymore. You probably have a lot of them already, so you don't need to do this if you don't want to. Then there's also going to be something new called Torghast Jailer's Gauntlet, which is a boss rush kind of thing where you just go in, kill a boss, and then another boss, another boss, another boss. There's no like trashness in between. And this one also rewards Cosmic Flux. Then there's also going to be Mythic Plus and Rated Arena that reward Cosmic Flux. But again, don't need to do this, especially because Mythic Plus doesn't give any new rewards or new item level. So only do this if you really don't know what else to do. All right, so that's all about the first week. So essentially there's really not that much that you have to do. Most of the things are going to get unlocked the second week, and I'm going to give you an overview of the second week as well. So second week starts on the 1st and 2nd of March, and the new raid now releases the bulk of the first ones. Only 8 bosses are going to be available, the first 8, on normal and heroic. Mythic Plus is going to have the new season 3, so you're going to have new scaling, the new affix, and Tassavesh and Plus is also going to be available. But the item level for the end of dungeon reward is going to be kept at plus 10 at item level 255. So if you want to farm items in a plus, then you only have to do plus 10s to get the most reward from end of dungeon. Then the new world boss is going to be available. You should definitely do that because it gives you Enlightened Rep. It also gives you Cosmic Flux and new currencies as well for the Cypher of the first ones. Then you can also get Valor and Conquest points now for Season 3. So all of the Valor and Conquest has been reset, and you can get the 750 points for Season 3. You can also get score for M+ and PvP, which is important for upgrades because certain upgrades require a certain Mythic Plus score, and same for PvP. And it's also important for the PvP vault because the higher your rating is, the higher the item levels are going to be from your vault next week. Speaking of vault, the vault rewards that you can earn this week are also going to be completely uncapped and also going to be completely like new items, season 3 items. So you should be unlocking as many things from the vault as you possibly can, because it can also include tier set, of course, from M+ and also from PvP. And lastly, MOP time walking is going to be unlocked the second week of the patch, which rewards a normal raid item from the weekly quest. So make sure you take the weekly quest and get it done, because it could possibly also include tier sets from that quest. Alright, so going through a checklist for second week, get the Darkmoon Fair reputation buff before you do anything else that rewards reputation. Then do campaign chapter level 4, which is going to be unlocked this week. Do the bi-weekly Sereth Mortis quest. It will reset halfway through the week. So first quest on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it will reset on Friday, Saturday, depending on if you're an EU or an NA. And then do the second bi-weekly quest whenever it's available. Kill the world boss, get as many raid bosses on normal and heroic as possible, of course. Unlock as many vault options as possible on as high item level as possible. Farm Valor and Conquest caps. Increase M+ score and PvP score for higher vault items. Do the time walking quest. Sereth Mortis dailies and the world quests. Do farm rares and treasures in Sereth Mortis if you have some extra time. Do the Sereth Mortis stat quest now with the Darkmoon Fair buff, reputation buff. And possibly also buy or craft a 262 item level BOE. It is going to be unique, so you can only equip one of the 262 item level BOEs. And the way you can craft them is by being honored with the Enlightened. You get this crafter's mark, and then you can use any Shadowlands item. You can upgrade it to 262, and it will be BOE, so you can sell it on the auction house. And it can be any item except weapons or trinkets. The best item to go for is probably rings, because it has a socket, and you can choose the stats basically that you want. So rings are preferable, but if you want to go for any other item as well, possibly to enable some trading in normal mode raid, because it's 262 item level, so that's higher than the normal mode rewards from the raid. So if you have it on a certain slot, you can probably trade an item if you get it. And for heroic, it's not going to work because heroic is going to be higher item level, 265. So only relevant for normal mode raid. Alright, so that's the second week. Now I'm going to give you a very quick overview what's going to happen in the third, fourth, and more relevant things that are happening onwards. So for the third week, which is the 8th and the 9th of March, the raid will now be fully unlocked. So all bosses are available on normal mode, heroic, and mythic. And the first wing of LFR is going to open. Then Mythic Plus End of Dungeon rewards are now completely uncapped. So the highest item level you can get from End of Dungeon is going to be plus 15. And the weekly event is going to be dungeons, so make sure you do that because it gives you a heroic raid item, a random one, which possibly could also contain tier set. So make sure you get that done. Then the fourth week of the patch, which is the 15th and the 16th of March, Legion Time Walking is going to be unlocked. If you do the quest, the weekly quest, you will get a normal raid item, again, transit tier, so make sure you get that done. And campaign chapter 6 is going to be available, which makes you able to unlock flying in Sereth Mortis. There's a bunch of things you have to do for flying. Do chapter 6, that is available fourth week. Then explore Sereth Mortis. Find 5 hidden treasures. I'm going to put a link below where it says where all of the treasures are, so you can go and find 5 of them. Then there's an achievement called Tales of the Exile, which requires you to find 7 pages of Firim in exile across Sereth Mortis. Again, I will show a link below so you can see where they are and you can go ahead and find them. You have to kill 10 different rares in Sereth Mortis, which you probably have already done at this point, so nothing too special. And then there's also an extra achievement you need that is called Path to Enlightenment, which requires you to complete the 3 side story lines. Again, posting a link below so you can see the side stories, but possibly you have already done them as well at this point. Then, again, for a checklist, everything same as the previous weeks, nothing more to be doing at that point. For the 5th week, which is 22nd and 23rd of March, the Covenant Legendary will be obtainable through the campaign, so the Legendary Belt. This one cannot be upgraded and it cannot be put on a different slot, keep that in mind, but now we can wear 2 Legendaries. And additionally, the 278 item level Conduit upgrade will be unlocked. You can buy that item on your Covenant vendor, and once you use it, it will put all of your conduits to 278 item level. But to be able to buy this item, you need to have at least 3000 Mythic Plus score, or 2400 PvP rated score, or you need to have killed all of the Mythic bosses in Sepulchre, the first ones. And then the 8th week of 9.2, which is the 19th and 20th of April, the last thing of the patch will be unlocked, which is called Creation Catalyst. And with that catalyst, you can craft tier items. This is supposed to be a catch-up system. That's why it's unlocking so late into the patch. So again, 19th and 20th of April, you can take any plus item, PvP item from Season 3, or a raid item, and it will craft that item into a tier piece of your spec/class. And you will require Cosmic Flux to do that. At this point, you will have way more than enough Cosmic Flux to upgrade your items, so that shouldn't be an issue. Alright, that's it about 9.2 and about all of the to-do things. I hope it gave you a little bit of an overview. I know it's pretty overwhelming to get all of this information so quickly, but I put chapters below. So if you want to come back for information that you didn't need the first week, you know, if you want to know something about second or third week later on, then just look at the chapters. And yeah, that's it. I hope I helped you out a little bit. If you have any more questions, make sure you ask in the comments below, or come over to my stream at twitch.tv/Naguura. You can ask me anything when I'm online. I'm going to be streaming from Monday to Friday usually, sometimes maybe on the weekend because, you know, there's a lot of things to do. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video if it helped you out. And that's it. See you next time. Bye, guys.